Yep, this is what I thought it was.
It's our friend!
My memory's not that bad. As you may remember, he was a boss in the first game.
Batman. A little. Last time I saw you, you were wrapped around the hood of my car.
References.
That's how you solve a Bane problem.
I wasn't trying to. I'm in no mood for a fight. What are you doing here?
Dr. Young's Titan formula. The Payaso managed to send some off Arkham Island before you stopped him.
How much more did Joker manage to get off the island?
Too much. That is why I am here. I will not allow the basura of this city to abuse the Titan. Dr. Young used me to create it. It is my duty to destroy what remains.
I'll help you, but understand this. If you try anything, I'm taking you down too. We find Titan containers, we destroy them. Deal?
Of course. Each container has a radio beacon built in. There were 12 containers left in this city. We take 6 each, then we meet back here.
6 each? Fine. Today isn't a good day to lie to me, Bane. Remember that.
I love the idea of Bane just hiding in a toy factory.
A little bit, yeah.
That's very Bane appropriate.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go around beating up Titan containers as well.
We'll get around to that eventually, though. I may do that off camera because nothing really interesting happens around the blowing up of the tanks.
They'll show up incidentally in a lot of the...
Yeah, they do.
I think like 4 of them show up just like while you're
part
running
of why
around
you get it off the bat,
basements.
because it kind of just happens to overlap with the main story of the game. Speaking of the main story of the game, though, let's get back to that. So, I hinted at maybe knowing something Lil didn't know about Arkham Asylum, and so basically the story of Arkham Asylum in context to the Arkham universe is that after the events of the Arkham Asylum incident versus Arkham City, someone basically said, you know, this isn't working, and a lot of armed guards keep getting shipped to Arkham Asylum anyway. Why don't we just kind of give up on this, transform a giant part of the city just into a no-man's land, and just call it good? Like, we'll lock everyone in that commits a crime. They can do whatever the hell they want at this point because who cares? And as a result, Arkham City is born.
Yep. And I mean, one of the things about Arkham City from a conceptual standpoint is that it does tie into No Man's Land in that, like, you see apartment buildings. Selina, when you do these Selina chapters, at least from what I've been told, you start to get more of a domestic side.
Oh no, and it's as you look around, people live here and used to live here. Like I think the premise in the idea of the canonical of the story was that basically the Arkham mayor, not Arkham, the Gotham mayor said, we're taking the poorest part of town. It's now a giant prison. Wall that sucker off.
Yeah. No,
and little details you hear talked about in the game is it's actually kind of a human aid issue. Like, they have human aid workers in the area because people are trapped and there's not a lot of access to medicine and, like, water because the city's been completely shut off from the rest of the city.
Yeah, and that's sort of what we saw in that bell tower. Is the idea that these aid workers are at, the mercy of these people that they're supposed to be trying to help. Kidney punch.
Not to compare this to the Rambo franchise, but there's actually a lot of similarities where it's people trying to do good in terrible scenarios.
Those are cameras.
Yeah.
Good to destroy the cameras.
Doesn't matter.
It gives you free XP.
It gives you free XP.
Cameras.
This is true.
So basically, we know that we're going to end up in Joker's fun land.
So, as you may have noticed, that this is Joker turf. The guards have had Joker gear, and well, it's got a very Joker-esque look to it. I'm pretty sure Sionis Industries wasn't exactly big on the clown theme previously.
I was gonna say Black Mask is pretty, can be a little carnival, but he's not that kind of carnival.
Yeah, this is a tad much by Black Mask standards.
And if you caught in the opening, we saw Black Mask actually getting thrown into Arkham City.
Yep.
Listen up,
He
dumbass.
will come to more
And
prominence.
listen carefully.
What? Harley?
As you know, Mr. J is... He's not himself. And the last thing he needs is any so-called superhero coming in here and stopping his recuperation. That's where you come in, morons. You need to protect the steel mill. Protect it with your life. Because if you fail, I'll make sure your miserable lives don't mean zip. You get it? Good.
Inside and out.
How are we supposed to get in there? There's gotta be a way. How would Batman do it? Do I look
Poor
like
Harley. She's dealing with it.
he can get in?
Yep.
Do it.
Alfred, I need to find a route into the
yeah,
Sionis steel mill.
Have you tried the front door, sir?
Why didn't I think of that?
It was obviously too easy. Let's see, if all the other access routes are locked down, the only way in would be... No, it's suicide.
The main chimney. Okay then.
As I look at it knowingly.
That was beautifully shot.
Oh, I forgot how bad the loads were in this.
It's suicide, but you don't have to handle it as a player, so.
Not in this game, you know.
They already tethered you and everything.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Black Mask, I guess kind of before he was Black Mask, connected to Sionis Industries and stuff like that.
Yeah, it also allows me to talk about Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Detective Comics Batman, when I say Detective Comics Batman, I mean sort of Golden Age Batman. Detective Comics is still running and still wonderful. Was really into was the
The
idea
steam
of
from the furnace will boil me alive. I need
Yep.
to cool down the coal somehow.
There we are.
Tekla! Was the idea of organizing time, and Sionis was a big sort of figure in that. And Black Mask, in some ways, like if you watch the Nolanverse Batman,
Does he show up?
he doesn't, but a lot of his competition from that era show up.
No, that's fair. Like
Yeah.
all the
The
mafia
Falcones,
stuff
yeah.
from.
So the Sionis is sort of a throwback to a much earlier Golden Age Batman approach.
Well, I always interpreted him as kind of the in-between between the mafia fighting Batman and
And
the
the
Joker
capes.
fighting Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's he has the kind of Joker-esque flair and stuff like that, but he's still just really a crime boss.
Yeah, no, and I think that the thing that always made Nolan sort of interesting was that he, Sionis, I mean, was that he has that sort of old boy mafia way of talking. Like, you can't, like, he did it in the opening. He's like, you can't stop me, let go of me! Like, very, very New York. While, you know, having this very weird relationship with his mask. The mask itself is very much about.
Joker watching.
Oh, that's
Yep, and a lot of guns.
yeah. Let's listen to some of this dialogue because it's important.
I promised you some entertainment, right, boys?
Please, I did my best.
Well, you should have tried harder. That useless quack has failed, Mr. J. And you know what that means. Oh, I think we can do better than that. Get in here, Mr. Hammer. Nothing, Mr. J.
Alright, we gotta save the doctor.
Yeah, let's go save a doctor.
Meet this weird video game villain, Roach, here. Ah, that's fire.
Right, it's on timer. Whoops. So Black Mask, Sionis Industries.
So Sionis Industries is one of the many examples of corporate corruption within Gotham City. They do a lot of sort of...
Change of plan. Take her to the smelting chamber. Mr. J wants this one to suffer a little longer. Right then. The rest of you idiots, get out of here. You know what you've got to do. Go get the snowman and bring him back here right now. He's gonna pay for screwing over Mr. J. I need him back here like yesterday.
Take him down. Take him down.
Not sure I can. I have to find a grid I can pop out of.
Who was Harley talking about?
Sounds like she's declared war on Freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sounded pissed. How's he connected to Joker and all this mess?
How should I know? She's always freaking out these days.
It's like I may have said in the last game, and it kind of held up. I will not be doing Riddler trophies in this. Well, the last one had a only slightly ridiculous number of Riddler trophies. This is the one that busted the game off its goddamn hinges in that regard.
Also, there was a possible bug in it that would allow you to literally fall forever.
Yeah, that too.
Like, be completely stuck.
You look like the Joker.
Which is not good game design.
No, it's...
Especially because there's no backup saves on these.
We'll get to this game's issues eventually. Starts to kind of beat the Sionis stuff to death.
Yeah. The thing to remember with Sionis is that he has a very old school way of doing things. And the thing about... You have to get all of the ones.
They are.
Batman said we can rule this town.
And you can't, man.
I got them all already. Yeah, because I can get in here.
Can you pop out of the grates now that Harley's go?
No, remember how this one works. Oh, right.
So I guess we just shoot anyone who comes through that door without an 8-foot snowman, right?
But the thing that Batman was always sort of about was the trouble down at the docks and in the industrial district, and I think that's why it's really great that you do like your AR training down at the docks, and some of your first stuff is in the industrial district.
That story-wise actually really makes sense. Because if you pay attention, actually, you actually can knock the masks off some of the thugs in here. They're the kind of clown masks. If you look closely, they'll occasionally go flying off into a counter or something. It's a fun little detail they threw into the game.
Yeah, the style of play is even, the fact that it's a dance game, blows my mind.
It was initially conceived as a dance game. It's obviously not a dance game anymore.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead! Well, there's no way you're getting to Mr. J. We're safe and sound up here. You can just stay down there and burn!
Also, if you've been watching the Suicide Squad trailers, you'll notice that Harley's haircut is basically Margot
Joker's
Robbie's
holed
haircut.
up in the manager's office in the
Yeah.
steel mill.
I'm sure you'll find a way, sir.
Of course I will. Some of his goons dragged a doctor away. I'm going to find her first, then deal with Joker.
Destroy its head, destroy its head.
I destroyed set.
Oh, there's no way. Maybe I'm right.
No.
Listen, if anyone asks about Mr. J, tell him it's fine. No, don't tell him anything. Well, tell him that you're not gonna talk about it. And then shoot him in the face, okay?
So, the thing that's really interesting about the way that this game is set up is we know the mystery of Joker's maybe not well. And you'd think that, basically taking a shit ton of steroids would end in you not feeling
Well, so I
well.
guess we should recap a little bit. The first game ends with Joker going on the Titan Serum, going Hulk, and then us pulling him onto a bed of spikes multiple times to defeat him. One of the less liked endings of a video game franchise.
Yeah. And I think that, like, what we were talking about in at the end of that game was the problem of, like, Joker is not, you know, he doesn't feel like the end of a Riddler game, of a Riddler villain.
Yeah.
Sorry, he doesn't feel like a video game end villain. He's too punchable for that. That's not his deal. His deal is sort of elaborate,
wacky scenarios.
Something that he finds funny. But the thing that you have to be careful with Joker is that, you know, when you pump him up like that, he doesn't
We've got that doorway
feel
covered.
right.
I need to find a different
No,
way.
it didn't.
Going through this door would be suicide.
It didn't track well, is the issue.
Yeah.
And when I do, I'm gonna teach you not to mess with him. Harley wants him dead.
They want you on consent.
Yep.
Are you insane, Holly? Have you forgotten about a boyfriend?
Already opened the door and everything.
Forgotten about her boyfriend.
But
That was Titan, wasn't it? Nope, just a furnace.
just a furnace.
An oddly...
An oddly Titan-like furnace.
Yeah.
Batman's dangerous. Hell, Holly's dangerous.
And so I guess we talked about it some in the case of the first game, but we can definitely talk about it more in the case of this game.
Yeah. Joker, Joker is not built for that.
No, and it did not work.
Yeah.
Most people were quite upset with it, in fact.
And I think Harley's gonna do Predator mode. Aww.
I actually do Predator mode. I just don't do Predator mode the way people think you're supposed to. I do nothing but takedowns and lots of on footwork with something.
That's very Batman. Aww. I have to imagine, like, they must go through so much cold cream. Like, getting all that makeup off at the end of the day. Poor Harley. Diving through windows for fun!
That's the... I always have to check. That's what you go with, that, cold cream is an issue in this series?
Well, because they're all wearing the makeup, you know? In
Fair.
the Tim Burton Batman, they all have the masks on rather than...
No, fair.
And you might say, these guys are pretty clueless, and you are correct. That will change as the games go on.
Yeah, you may remember how the first... You remember the first one introduced a bunch of kind of anti-Batman exploit mechanics that if you watch me play, you watch me use to my advantage to lure people to their dooms with a lot of frequency?
That's the fun way to do it. Because there's no, like, you want them panicked.
Yeah.
You want them freaking out. But,
Well, so in the first game, one of my winning strategies for the game was quite literally to take a guy out and then use his alert system to attract all his friends to that location and just pick them off one by one. Something they actually only finally got around to fixing in the final game.
well, and it's fun to hit those little. What's great about detective mode is that you'll see all the useful things as you go. So you'll see like that fire extinguisher. If you want, you can hit that fire extinguisher when there's a bunch of them in there and just go to town.
Can I get you something, Doc? How about a painkiller? Just tell us how to fix the Joker and you can crawl out of here.
They're really confused about how medicine works.
Yeah. No comment.
I think
You look stupid!
the thing that is important to remember with Joker 2 is that the idea of Joker being sick is interesting because Joker, the thing that's scary about Joker is that he has no he has no instinct towards self-preservation.
Yeah.
Usually. his response to Batman being like, I'm gonna threaten you! Ah, it's a mine.
It's a grenade.
Where's he gone? Someone, tell me where he is!
There's the...
You look scared, boys. I don't play
The idea that Joker would be worried about dying is kind of a surreal one.
You're not getting away. He's back! I lost him!
Let's actually expand on that idea some too, because it's the first time really ever we see Joker concerned with his own continued well-being. Like, it's a pretty weird scenario.
Yeah, no, it's not something that he's very worried about in general.
Yeah.
Can you stand?
Give me a second. What's wrong
This
with
poor
these
doctor.
people? This crazy woman thinks I can fix the Joker.
What's wrong with him?
There's something in his blood. Some kind of toxin. It's killing him. He blames something called Titan.
Titan?
Yeah. Do you know what he's talking about? He kept going on about his last laugh.
Doc. Isn't that information supposed to be confidential?
What's happening? How does she know what we're saying?
Get that door sealed up nice and tight, boys. We don't want that fireman escaping, do we?
At least they won't be getting in. We're safe, right?
Wait here, Doctor.
What the hell are you doing?
I need to get out of here. Someone needs to stop Joker. Stay here. You'll be safe.
You sure?
If you hear anyone coming, hide. I'll be back.
No escort missions for us. No,
I forgot how unbelievably early in this game you got this item.
It's a good item.
This is the second most important item you get in this game.
Electricity is useful.
Yep.
But yeah, the Joker has always been. We've talked about the Killing Joke in Arkham Asylum, but one of the big things in Killing Joke is that Joker gives zero shits about dying. He's actually trying to troll Batman into killing him.
Yeah.
So the idea that, you know, he needs to get his things in order before he dies is a little weird for me.
Yep.
And it makes sense that Harley would be upset.
Yeah.
Because Harley without Joker is a very confused buddy. But...
That's
the plan.
It's not a plan. It's a suicide note.
I'm not scared of him. The door's welded shut, and he's just some freak in a costume.
Okay, then you stand in front.
Why, you chicken?
Will you two just shut the hell up and get ready?
Look out! Batman!
So my issue with the gadget system in all these games was, in situations like that, I always have to sneak up and taking out two of them quick would have been a better use of the environment than actually using the gadget. And I get it.
You got a tutorial it.
Yeah, you got a tutorial, but at the same time, this is Batman shooting an electric gun at people.
Yeah, which was a little bit less Batman.
Yep.
Although that's also been a criticism of these games in general, is that you're like, that doesn't feel right.
Batman spends an awful lot of time in grades for Batman.
Well, that is the problem, is having to be able to Batman, quote-unquote, is to disappear at will!
Yeah. And you want to talk about the concept of mechanics versus
9 hours.
gameplay at that point, kind of story-wise. It makes sense, but... So we will get to the more in-depth Batman stuff once this game's story kicks off. I've forgotten how slow this one starts off compared to Arkham Asylum.
Well, because I think in some ways it's a little bit more, if Arkham Asylum is kind of a crime movie, or like a a bottle,
Yeah.
trapped in a bottle movie. This one is very spy-y in some ways. It's about paranoia. It's about, like, what is Protocol 10? What is this going to be?
Why did someone build a crime city?
Yeah, so in some ways we are having to be the greatest detective here.
What did you build? Tell me!
Oh, Harley, you have an MD. You should be smarter than this.
I think I'm dying.
Now see what you've done? Scram, B-Man! Coming, Mr. J!
Something Wicked Studios.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give us a thumbs up down below, you share us with all your friends, and you subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for more videos right now, we've got a whole bunch of ones all over the channel you can get to by the links below. If you hit the random button, I promise to send you to a good one. You know you want to. Press it. Press it.